So when he collects a third one, the length is now 3 and the score is 200 points. And then we're just going to keep collecting apples and try to test to see if the snake, when it runs in itself, the game should end. Yeah, so we have 2 bad conditions for the game to end. Either you run into the boundaries of the game board, or you run into yourself.
You run into yourself.
Game over. That's pretty much it.
Alright, so it says you need to serve grade and press shoot to start there.
That's hitting space.
And we used a couple different clock signals so that the papers are moving right now at one signal and the shot in the head are moving at a different signal.
Come on. I'm really doing bad right now.
Normally Jose's got this right away.
You can see the scores being counted at the top left corner.
And as Kayla kind of said, it's basically like an old school analog display. You're kind of rolling the numbers over as we get them.
Oh no.
I'll get it. Okay, so that was lucky day. You got 2 with one pen.
It is possible because the pen is the same distance as the gap between 2 to get 2, but that one is over.
No, the game is over.
So that's what you press that. And then switch back and then go switch back in or something.
Anybody want to play?
Sure, I'll play.
Roughly
So this is our start screen, and then just to trigger out of it, just press one of the buttons.
So you have to hit the box when it goes into the kill space.
And once you hit it, the score will.
It's updated.
You just went all at the same time.
You try, but the buttons are really weird because the buttons suck on these boards.
That was the scary one.
Oh wow, you're getting an intense one. And it's randomly generated, so you just get random.
We did have plans for it to increment into a faster speed, and also we had our misses counted up there, but it couldn't handle it.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
High score's 20, 26.
Well, I'm running out of time.
So, yeah, let's see what we did.
So how sensitive is like, does it have to be within
In this game, if you get to 99, it's gonna stop everything and just.
So it tells you to switch 17 to start the game, so I'm gonna do that. You start the middle column, and you're supposed to get the well, this is hard. Sorry. So it increments by 1, and we're gonna go to 10, so you can kind of see that the speed increases. We wanted to increase it earlier, but we ran into a lot of problems with that. It does get fast.
Something I forgot to mention is that we replaced that RNG module with just a predetermined array of obstacle rules.
It does take, like, we have a future way of like stuff, but we should have put more paper in here, so it would have been quicker to get to 10, but it's what we had.
It's a game of stamina as well.
It starts off really slow, but when you get to the end, like a couple people saw, it's fast, and they complained that the buttons weren't pushing fast enough, but like.
It was just them.
It was them. So just watch, you'll see it increase. It goes from 100 to 150, I believe. So it really starts picking up, so you'll get more points by collecting more paper. And then I guess, do you guys want me to show the collision detection?
Yeah.
Keep going as far as I can.
No.
What were you saying, Paul?
Can you get 2 pieces of paper in one go if you were to hit?
No, it's so when you hit a piece of paper, it sets the row there and it tells you can't hit another piece of paper, and then once you get down, once that object gets to the bottom of the screen and the last pixel hits, it resets it so you can hit another piece of paper.
And that we implemented because, like I said, before it would hit the piece of paper at the top, and the entire way through the paper would just keep incrementing. So you had to create like a paper state, and then when that state would happen, it waited until the row got to the bottom.
I guess we'll get to 20, and then show you increases even more, and then it gets a lot faster, and then I'll try to not hit something.
So with the row thing, we tried setting a row here and then there'd be another one right after, but like I said, it was just taking too long to increase the score.
Tim, I bet you can't get past 57.
That was your score, right?
The max score we did get was 65,
That
but
was that Tim.
that was me.
Can you PR right now?
Too much pressure.
Does anyone have any questions while we keep explaining? Eric?
So you guys mentioned earlier that you took two clock signals and XORed them together. Therefore, the following module is not a dual clock mod, like it's a both rising edge and falling edge module.
It's not really
the
clock
button
signals,
press.
yeah, it's the
It's
button
the
press.
buttons.
That we XOR together.
Yeah, so together, so that doesn't allow you to hit
Got it,
both
Tim.
ones at the same time as well, which is what we were going for, and it allowed us to use both buttons in the same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where a lot of people die.
Walk you through it. Ball's coming down on the right, and he hits it, and it goes back up. Once it hits the top, our score will increase, come down on the other side, and he'll hit it again. And again, our score will increase at the top. And then it'll come down on the right, and you'll miss it, and then show that you can't swing again. We lose a life. He goes to the opposite side and swings, the ball won't go back up, again loses a life. Opposite side again, miss, again loses a life, and we go to our end screen.
Top right corner. And every time you get an apple, it increments. And it also makes you go faster. It's not easy to see immediately, but once you get to like 10, it becomes more clear. And that right there, it looked like the apple didn't hit, but it actually did, and it just respawned on the same square, which is very rare. So hopefully I don't die, so you guys can see how crazy fast it gets. Practicing all night. Alright, yeah, you can definitely see it's going a lot faster than
Oh.
And I hit a wall, it says game over, and
So press the middle button to start.
Alright, so we've got all the aliens as shown before. The hitbox of the aliens is narrower than the sprite, because the sprite is 32 bits by 32 bits, but there is some empty space within that, so we have additional constants and variables that outline the actual hitbox of the sprite. Each time an alien's hit, the score will increment. As you can see, the aliens are not moving or firing back, and we will explain that in a moment. So the game over screen is triggered when Nick finally is able to line up every single one of these 27 aliens.
The screen's not equal.
As you can see, the barrier got destroyed, so it's not there anymore.
And now the projectile
Moves
passes
right
through it.
Yep.
And even though it's not currently implemented, the alien projectiles with Dave's and passing through.
The reason that's happening is because we
Deflector shields.
Yeah. So, you have to compensate for that.
You guys can stop me.
Yeah.
Get it for game over screen. And when you get to the game over screen, hitting the action button again will place you back at the start of the game.
Can you replay once at a time?
Yes, only one live projectile.
Once at a time, and we also specifically implemented logic so that you can't move and shoot. I'm not a fan of the shoot 'em up genre, for those of you who are gamer fans. I think you need to have a little bit of skill and you have to be able to think it out. So, you can't move and shoot, you gotta hold grid for a half.
Oh, man. Is there a reason you guys did like two sprites? Like,
classical game has like, I wanna say 5 or 6
You mean for
different
like the
aliens.
tanks and the barriers?
Yeah. This is like a solid object.
Well, for the hit detection, we don't have to worry really about like where we're displaying. We just have to know where we're displaying it. We just have to know like the hit box for that. So it doesn't, for the barriers, it doesn't really matter. As long as the X position and then the Y position match up for the projectile and the barrier, or with the aliens. Although the aliens, we have the hitboxes a little smaller. So as long as it's within that and the projectile goes all the way up and the Y is match up, then it will trigger a hit. Yeah. So the displaying part of it was separate. Yeah. So it allowed us to debug both things separately versus trying to match them up.
Did you say you used a MIB file?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used
that.
a MIB file.
Did you use hex bits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the main title screen. We're starting freshman year, the first level. There are only a couple sprites on screen at any given time. You hit 2 and you progress to sophomore year. Now there are more sprites on screen. I can demonstrate collision. And it sends you back to the beginning of the level and resets your GPA to what it was when you started. Right now we have the difficulty level rather low. You only have to hit 2 sprites to progress. And you can only shoot 1 bullet at a time. Now we're on to the boss mode, and you'll notice that the GPA is now decrementing from 4.0, and it will continue to do so until it hits 0, or you hit Scenic 3 times. Then you reach the You Graduated screen.
And then just to test our live system, we're just gonna get hit by a bird. We got hit. Whoops. Oh, that was a. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna try to beat the game this time. What? Oh my god. You lost a life. Got the controls.